Willie D Live.
What's up, family? There's an old saying, never look a gift horse in the mouth. I don't think the Democrats has ever heard that saying because consistently they will have a situation that's favorable to them. And they just do not know how to seize the opportunity. Family, these people in New York, the Democrats, have introduced a bill to make it illegal to call your mama, mama, and daddy, daddy. Well, not specifically your mama or well, unless you end up in a family court in New York, you will not be addressed as the child's father or mother. Check this out, family. Man.
This bill sitting on her desk, a new law will make it illegal to call them mother and father. Nate Foy has the details on this. Nate?
Hey, Jackie. So, yeah, New York Democrats argue the words mother and father are outdated and need to be replaced with more inclusive terms under state law. All that's needed now is Governor Kathy Hochul's signature. So if Hochul approves, in New York's family court and in domestic and education law, a mother would be labeled as a gestating parent, a father as a non-gestating parent, and paternity proceedings to determine the child's father would be called parentage proceedings. The bill passed the state Senate this week and the state assembly back in March. Governor Hochul proudly calls herself New York's first mom governor. It's unclear if she'll support this change, though.
I'm not familiar with what was introduced late last night, so I'll take a look at it. I have until the end of the year to review them and make a decision, so I won't be commenting on pending legislation.
New York would join other states like Massachusetts, California, Connecticut, and Colorado to change the definition and wording of parents in their state laws. Democrats argue the bill is necessary to accommodate surrogacy cases and same-sex couples. Now, Governor Hochul's up for re-election this year. Her main challenger, Republican Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, tells Fox this morning this bill is a continuation of war declared on families by Democrats. Jackie?
Nate?
And that is where the Republicans pick up cheap points against the Democrats. Because the Democrats be taking shit way too far. You know, okay, we got this law, we got this law, we got this law. Let's keep pushing, let's, you know what we can do? Men should be allowed to go inside of women's restrooms. Yeah, that's a good cause. Next thing you know, they're taking 10 steps backwards. Next thing you know, they're losing another 50,000, 100,000 supporters, 100,000 voters. Then went over here because of that one issue. Now, Trump and his administration and all this stuff that they're doing is crazy as hell, but some people will die on that hill of protecting gender identity. They will die on that hill. And the Democrats don't understand that. They are slow, fam, at this point. You just gotta say they're slow. They are slow. Yeah. Look at what happened in 2024. It happened this year, but look at what happened when they fumbled the 2024 autopsy report. They fumbled the autopsy report, and it was a slam dunk, but they fumbled anyway. The government shut down. They had 8 senators who broke rank with their own party to end the shutdown. The shutdown was working in their favor. They had Trump on his knees. He had nowhere to go. They let him get up and walk away. They were right there at the finish line. And those 8 Democrats broke rank to end the shutdown. That reminds me of that it's a picture out there, it's an image of a man chopping away at some gold. He's in a mine and he's chopping away. He has a pickaxe and he's chopping away trying to get to the gold. And it shows the progress that he's made. And he's like literally like inches away from the gold, and he stops digging. He inches away. He just stops. He gives up. That's Democrats to me. They just do not know how to follow through, man. Yeah, I don't know. They are going to lose so many people with this argument. There are so many bigger fish to fry. It's so much stuff that they could be focused on. Who gives a damn what you've been called? You've been called this for how long? Who cares about that right now? You got bigger fish to fry. Trump is using these situations like this, these little optical type situations, and they have more significance, but a lot of it is optics for his constituents, because they're really not his constituents. I'm not talking about the people that have defected and went over there. I'm talking about the ones who ride for him. A lot of them are part of the LGBTQ community also. But because they have picked the Republican Party to be in, then they have to act like they're against it, right? Yeah, so if you look at these damn Democrats, man, they just do not know how to get out of their own way. It's really sad at this point. No leadership. Like, the leadership is horrible. Even when you look at Iran, the way that some of them were divided over Iran and Gaza, you know, they're just divided. They don't know how to get on code. Republicans, for the most part, know how to get on code. Even when they decide we're going to go against Trump, they know how to gang up to get what they want. Democrats, not so much. And the trip part about it is, I do believe that the Democrats have more people who think like them in terms of having like liberal viewpoints. You know, all of us have, I think, some liberal viewpoints and some conservative viewpoints, right? Based on the things, those initiatives that you feel strongly about, most strongly about, is the way that you vote. Like, for example, it's going to be difficult for me to vote for a party that makes the KKK and neo-Nazis and white nationalist members feel comfortable. It's going to be very difficult for me to do that. That's a line that's going to be hard for me to cross. For some people, that line is, yo, wait a minute, what you mean you letting men play women's sports? Oh, hell no, I'm voting for the other guy. I don't care if the other guy is destructive. I don't care if the other guy is dumb. I don't care if he farts during press conferences. I don't care if he abuses women. I don't care if he messes with little girls. I don't care if he blows up a school with nearly 200 little girls in it. I don't care if he steals money from U.S. citizens. I don't care if he participates in the stock market and knowingly uses the stock market and the information that he has and his position to his advantage. I don't care if he does insider trading. I don't care. I'm not with this men playing women's sports. This is common sense stuff, man. This is common sense. It don't make sense for men to play women's sports. Just like it don't make sense for women to play men's sports. It don't make sense. But they dumbasses, they keep on pushing. And each time they do that, they lose hundreds of thousands of supporters. Each time they come up with something like that. Right now, they got momentum. They got momentum because so many people are sick and tired of Trump, even a lot of the people who voted for him. But they're about to give it away again. They're about to give it away again. Look, fam, they couldn't even beat Donald Trump. Donald Trump has a record, for 4 years, he did everything that he could to undermine democracy. So he had a record as a president to show what he's capable of doing. They couldn't even keep him out of office a second term, and he had 34 felonies. 34 felonies. They couldn't keep a 34-time convicted felon out of office. And yes, I do believe they cheated, but they couldn't stop. Somebody got to stop them from cheating. Somebody should have been tasked with making sure they didn't cheat. And somebody should have been tasked with holding Elon Musk accountable if indeed he did rig the election in his favor. You can't convince me that the election wasn't rigged. I absolutely believe the election was rigged. But where is the checks and balances from the Democrats? Why didn't they hold them accountable? Why did Kamala Harris concede so quickly? She should have been like, no, hell no. I want to recount, because that's what the Republicans would have done. They would have screamed for a recount. They would have demanded it. Yeah. Let me tell you, Democrats, something. Some of y'all are slow for real. There's people out here can't afford groceries. They can't afford to pay their rent. They cannot afford gas to put in their vehicles to go to work. And y'all sitting up here bringing something like this up when you're just months away from the midterms where you can turn things around. You decide to put something like this out there, something as controversial as this, as name identity. Y'all gotta be slow for real. Y'all need a leader. Y'all need a real leader, somebody who got some vision. Somebody, as soon as one of these Democrat groups start putting something together, nah, that ain't gonna work. We can't do that. That's gonna undermine what we're trying to do. But no, that's too much like right. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something else that is right. Identifying your parents as mother and father. I know for me, that ain't gonna never change. I don't give a damn how many laws y'all try to pass. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.